everybody. Welcome. It's a Wednesday, and that means it is time for the Broward Center Broadway Chat Series. I am so glad that you're with us tonight. My name is Tammy Holder, and joining me tonight is the fabulous...
Hi, I'm Tim Maines.
All right. So last week we had an amazing guest with us, the fabulous Miss Ariana DeBose. So we hope that you got a chance to enjoy her either live or as we had it recorded on our Facebook. But this week we have a tremendous guest. So Tim, tell us who we have tonight.
Yes, we are in for a treat because we are joined by the incredibly talented Jelani Remy. Jelani's currently starring as Eddie Kendricks in Ain't Too Proud on Broadway. He also previously starred as Simba in The Lion King on Broadway and has done a bunch of other really cool work that we're going to get the chance to talk to him about tonight. So before we bring him in, just want to remind people who are watching that if you have a question for Jelani, we will be taking questions later on. So start typing those into the comment section below, and we will take those questions as we start talking to Jelani. So without further ado, let's please welcome the incredibly talented Jelani Remy.
Woo!
Hey!
Hello, Jelani.
Hello.
Thank you so much for taking your time and joining us tonight.
You know, I was super busy, but I had to take the time to talk to Broadway Chat Series.
Yeah. We're very excited to have you here. We want to start by just, tell us what you're up to. How are you doing during these times?
I am doing, I think, better now than before. This whole thing was it sort of like stole my best friend, which was Broadway, and it took a lot of us out of our comfort zone and forced us into, rethinking the entire ways that we connect. And I've decided to, use this time to be with family, which is exciting, and to really use it to go inward, which was sort of a weird sort of thing to figure out because us as artists, we're so used to, taking center stage, and now like we're with ourselves for a lot of time. So I'm reevaluating my love for myself and creativity and taking the journey just like everybody else. But it's definitely been weird. But
are you finding ways to create and to come up with new art?
1000%. I am now loving to do live streams with wonderful people.
Yay.
Yeah. I've also started writing a lot. During this experience, I'm using this time to reflect. And if a song comes in my head or melody, I record it or write it down. And I'm hopefully coming out with some sort of album or cabaret show from this. And I think I've decided a name. Can I workshop it?
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, in this live stream, why don't you guys also write down names for it? But the name that's coming to mind right now is Pandemonium. Because
I love it.
It's the thoughts and ideas from the pandemic. Pandemonium.
That sounds very cool. Very catchy.
Coming to a 54 below near you.
Yes.
I'll keep us updated on that one. We'll see if any of our viewers have some fancy names for you.
Okay, cool.
So before all of this happened, talk to us a little bit about what you were doing. You're in Ain't Too Proud. Can you share with us what that show's about, your role, and what?
Yeah. So I'm currently part of Ain't Too Proud: The Life and Times of the Temptations. And for those of you who don't know, why don't you know? And it is a 12-time Tony nominated show. We won Best Choreography from Sergio Trujillo. And it's about the Temptations, the classics, the Classic Five. And I play the role of Eddie Kendricks. And it's about their individual journeys and then the collective journeys as a group. And it is brought to life with the catalog of the Temptations. So you're getting Just My Imagination. You're getting The Way You Do the Things You Do. You're getting Get Ready. And it's amazing how every song supports the story, written by Dominic Morso. So it's a wonderful celebration of what the Temps did for the world. And then also what happened to them in their lives.
Right.
Yeah, Tammy and I were chatting. We both had the opportunity to see it, and we were so moved by, we know the songs, but I didn't know a lot about their impact and the history.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy stuff. And I think once we all get through this, it's going to be coming to a city near you because the national tour will be happening, and I'm sure it's going to come to the Broward Center.
Oh, we hope so.
Oh, definitely.
So Ed Kendricks is a real person, right?
100%, yeah.
How is your approach to that character different from other characters you've played in the past? Did it make it?
Sure. Well, if I'm being completely candid, I'm a replacement. So I had sort of had a template laid out for me because the originator of this role is Jeremy Pope, who left the show but beautifully created this role. So I got to see the template of what he designed and sort of then stepped in and made it my own and did my research as to Eddie's demeanor. And our beautiful director, Des McAnoff, sort of gave me the tools I needed to put Jelani into it, but also to maintain Eddie's sort of through line and his motive throughout the entire show, because he was a little hothead, but he's also that charming man, and he wanted the best for the group. So it's important that you have the foundation, and then you put a little bit of your own little pepper in it. But when I first got the show, let's talk. Yeah. I was first hired as a standby. Okay. So I was a wonder study, as we call it. So I covered a wonder study. So I covered for the 5 temps. So I was covering Otis, David, Eddie, and Paul. And then opportunity knocked, and I just jumped into full-time Eddie. And it's the role. It's such a good role. It's such a great story to tell, and especially because I get to tell it with such talented people on stage with me. You know, this cast is just full of incredible humans, but also incredible performers. So we have such an amazing time on stage together, and I think that radiates, to the audience.
Oh, it does. I saw it, and I was absolutely blown away. I want to know, what's it like to be in a show where everybody knows every word to every song?
You know what? It is powerful. It's powerful because you can hear the audience literally singing the backup. And sometimes when a church group comes, they're singing in harmony.
Yes.
You have so much sound coming at you. But it's wonderful because I feel like people get to escape and they get to relive moments of their childhood and also expose the next generation to this music and to what they had and to how the temps brought everybody to the dance floor and how they broke barriers with music.
Right. Very powerful.
One of those groups behind me when I saw it, was so much fun just listen to them sing along.
I'm looking at all the shows behind you. Look at that. You got okay.
Well, old dated, but
no, I love it. It's nostalgic. Honestly, that's literally my path to work.
So that's Ain't Too Proud. Let's talk a little bit about, before that, another big role that you had on Broadway was Simba. And I know that you, in The Lion King, I know that you were with that show for a really long time. You have a really cool journey story of your journey with that show. Can you share with us kind of about that path?
I sure can. The Lion King journey started for me after I finished doing another show for Disney called High School Musical. And I did that. That was my first job ever. Oh, and it was years ago. And through that door closing, I did High School Musical 2. And then a casting director gave me the opportunity to audition for The Lion King. And I went in there knowing one of the songs because of a summer program I did at the Paper Mill Playhouse. And they wanted to know if I knew Endless Night, and I did, because that was the song that, side note, that Rob McClure, who's playing Mrs. Doubtfire, picked for me he was my mentor in that program, oddly enough. And so I sang the song, and I found out that I got cast in the Las Vegas production to play the back legs of the rhinoceros.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So I was part of that ensemble, which is awesome. And I was an understudy for Simba. And that's when I sort of got a glimpse of what was expected and the magnitude of the role. And that's when I fell in love with it, really, when I really got to see, and be a part of the show and wanted to tell that story and fell in love with the story and wanted to make it my own. And I was given the opportunity to. And I was with the show in Vegas. I then took over as Simba, and then I got moved to the tour, and then I got moved to Broadway, where I made my Broadway debut, and I was with the company for a few years, and it's a part of me forever, and it's an iconic story. I think I was at the Broward Center, maybe, I don't know.
Probably.
Definitely come.
Yeah. So, but it's a timeless story, and I'm so happy that everything I've done has prepared me to where I'm at now, so I always love my Lion King family. We're still in a group chat. We still talk all the time, and that he'll always be with me.
And you were playing the role of Simba during the 20th anniversary, correct?
20th? Yeah.
Or 20, yes.
25. 25?
25?
I don't know. I think it was the 20th. Listen, I don't know. I'm timeless. You know what I mean? But in that performance, we got to perform for Elton John.
Oh, wow.
What? no pressure, and then sing "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" with Elton John. I mean, and like the Lion King gave me opportunities that are irreplaceable. Like I got to perform in the White House for Michelle Obama, and it was another iconic thing, you know. And Britney Spears saw me perform.
Ah, nice.
Oh yeah. So like, I had so many great opportunities and memories from that show.
And I feel like at this point, The Lion King's so iconic. A lot of people know, at least visually, kind of what that world looks like on stage.
Mm-hmm.
But is there something you can share with our viewers about kind of the backstage look? Like, what is it like to perform with a mask, let's say?
Oh, sure. Well, first, let me say that for you guys that are at home that are looking for some fun education things, the Lion King experience is also available for you guys. So you can get your own firsthand glimpse as to putting the show together and what the show is about through the lens of the Lion King. It's a whole instructional how-to video that yours truly was a part of. So you'll see me giving you guys some sort of education. But the mask, it became like part of me, you know, like everything you did was bringing this sort of inanimate object to life. And it was such an masterclass in its own right, because it's just you in the mask, and you have to figure out your own sort of way of manipulation and articulation and expression through this mask. And our director, John Stefanik, and everybody in the whole Lion King team was so wonderful at grooming and creating that sort of vision of how to storytell and how to put your heart into it and how to bring it all to life, which is what any audience wants to do. They want to feel. So that's what the Lion King was able to instill in me, was how to make people feel and how to feel as a person with this inanimate thing around your head, and how to make it seem normal and natural. And it's the dual event, you know, where you lose focus of the actor and you see the animal. You don't see Jelani, you see Simba. So it's really, really, really a wonderful piece of acting sort of tool and education.
And beyond the mask, what do you think is kind of a really cool backstage thing about the Lion King tech, the sets, the costumes that someone might not know?
I have to pick one. Oh, someone might not know?
Or your favorite?
My favorite. There's so many. I don't think people really know what goes into, you know, just shows in general. How everything we do sort of revolves around that performance, and how much dedication it takes, especially as an actor. And then you have sort of the mask where you have your sort of specialties, like a giraffe stilt or something like that. You then become a specialist in whatever that craft or that track, which is what you do in the show, what that is about. So you become essentially like, you become a master in that individual craft as to whatever your specificity is in the show. So it's really cool how a dancer becomes, you know, an acrobat, you know, or a singer becomes a stiltman or something like that. It teaches you so many trades that are involved in the show that you may not even know you had in you. You think I knew I'd be singing with a mask on my head? No.
But swinging in on a vine, right?
Swinging in on a vine with the mask on my head? No, but I love it. I love it.
And, you know, you're talking about Ain't Too Proud and that experience of that specific audience and how it really kind of impacts the experience as a performer to hear people singing and really just enjoying it in that way. I know as an audience member at The Lion King and talking to other people, it's also a really unique experience to watch that show. Yeah. Do you have any, you know, insights as to what, do you feel that specific feedback from the audience in The Lion King, that special audience experience?
1000%, because who doesn't know and love the songs of The Lion King? And I will say that Simba has one of the greatest entrances of any theatrical show, because it's that buildup of Act 1 where they're singing Hakuna Matata, and the audience is with you, and you know it's about to happen. You know he's about to grow up, and then he swings out on a vine. So the audience is waiting to see how it happens, and then when it happens, it's just like, it's like a celebration. And then it's a curtain. Act 1 is over.
Thank you.
I come out and wow them and take a water break.
So that was your first Broadway show. What do you think the number one thing you learned from that show as a performer?
Connection. The Lion King speaks to people's souls. And It's the way it's designed, and the beauty in it is about connection, and from audience to actor, but also from actor to actor. It's about connection. I made friends for life doing that show, and doing different companies of the show. The heart is always the same.
So before Lion King, I know you did some off-Broadway work, Smokey Joe's, Apple Boys.
This is after the Lion King. Before Lion King, I was in national tours.
Oh, right.
Okay.
And some regional theater. I did High School Musical 2 at the Fox Theater in Atlanta.
Okay.
Post Lion King, I walked right into the revival of Smokey Joe's Cafe. That was off Broadway, and that was so different than everything I've ever done, because it's stripped down and we were playing ourselves. So I wasn't a character; I was just me. So, and they built the show around us. And the director was like, "Well, what do you do?" And I was like, I had to strip away all my cat-like moves and sort of like remember what it was like to walk." Like,
All right.
you know, so it was a whole new reconfiguration, but it was awesome. It was awesome. And they switched it up, and they catered to what we all did. So they catered to our strengths. And that was another time I met another family of people, producers and investors that are with me for life, you know, that support you and that are there for you and are there for the artistry, which is really cool. After that, I did a show called The Apple Boys, which was hilarious. It was my first 4-person cast, a very small show, and it was a barbershop quartet musical.
Oh, neat.
So neat, because as a high schooler, I was in madrigals, I was in show choir, I was in all the choirs. So to be able to sing tight harmonies like that, it took me back. And it was wonderful, and it was witty, and I hope it has life in the future. But it was my first time getting to bring my comedic aspect to a role, because I got to play a woman in one scene. I got to play Johnny Appleseed's grandson in another scene. So it was like, I'm a silly person if you haven't gathered that by now, but I got the opportunity to sort of foster that sort of creative avenue, and it was awesome.
So do you feel like there's yet another layer of you that you have yet to be able to really stretch or to show in a role?
I am a blooming onion. You know what I mean? There are so many layers, but that's the beauty of us as artists, is that there's so much that is inside that can be brought out or can be explored. I still have so much more growing to do and learning to do and performing to do. So while I'm inside, I'm going to see what's in there to bring out and sort of tap into the stuff that maybe I was too afraid to do before, or that I didn't have the time or focus, or just said, I'll do it later. Or the things that I forgot that I loved. I forgot that I loved songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I forgot that I loved poetry, and that's what that is. I forgot how therapeutic it is, and how it's just a pen and paper. You know, I forgot about that, and so it's exciting to rediscover the passions.
Mm-hmm. That's so neat. So along those lines about discovering passions, Tim and I do a lot of work with young students who aspire to be performers like you. So what would be, first I want to ask you, when did you know this is what you had to do? And then what would be some advice that you have for young budding performers? I
tell the story all the time. I think the moment I knew, Jennifer Foose is my choir teacher, and she pushed me to do this musical called Grease, if you've heard of it. It's an American classic.
Yes, yes.
Which is basically weird, because it's change who you are and people will like you, which I don't really love, but it's fine. And I got the role of Duty in Grease. Nice. And I was practicing, what's that playing on the radio? And I sang it in front of people. I was super nervous, and they clapped. Yes. And I was like, what is that? It's the actor to audience connection of you sharing your gift and it being received in the form of praise. And I had people feel, and I was like, I need to do this. I love this. And I will be eternally grateful to her, my friend Jen Foose, for giving me the opportunity and seeing in me what I didn't see yet. So for those people, in shorter words, applause. I do it for the applause. Yes, I love it. So, and let's throw up a question that but you wanted advice, right? Yep. So a lot of people are asking. So we've got Michael Yu here. Michael, what advice do you have for a young person looking in from the outside about getting into the business? Yeah. Okay. Hi, Michael. I love the mask. Love it. No doesn't mean no. It means not right now.
Mm.
I think a lot of people take no as I'm not good enough, or I'm not skinny enough, or I'm not talented enough. It sometimes has nothing to do with you. It's about the show. And no doesn't mean no, not right now. It means not right now. And you need to get take all the criticism, take all the and ask. You can always ask for criticism, or ask how you can improve, and you can't take it personal, and you can't let it break you. Because I think when we hear, because as actors, yeah, we're performers, but we're also professional auditioners.
Exactly.
We are auditioners, and you get a lot of no's, and you can't let those no's, define you or get into your brain. No doesn't mean no means not right now, and you are you, and you are enough. That's an important thing. You are enough. There's no you. So don't lose you.
That's great advice. And especially for kids who are trying to figure out who they are as humans, to put that extra layer of trying to be a performer with all these.
You are
exactly.
unique.
That's beautiful. Cool.
And Jelani, you speak so eloquently and passionately about the power of theater and that connection between audience and performer and storytelling. I wonder if you can share with us kind of your thoughts. Live arts kind of on pause right now in a lot of ways. What do you think the role of arts right now can be? And what do you think theater is going to look like on the other side of this?
Woo! I would love to know.
Or what role?
I would love to know. But let me tell you, you said that I spoke so eloquently about it. It's because I lived it. Arts and arts education and theater education and summer programs made me like myself. It made me feel like I belonged. It put me in rooms and in rehearsal studios with kids like me. So I felt supported. I felt included. I felt needed. And it was because of the teachers and education and opportunity that I then knew I found my passion, and I found my tribe. I found my people, and I found connection. So now I get how devastating it is for us not to have that, but I urge you to dive in and use it to push yourself. So when this is out, we're going to be in the best shape and in the best mindset and ready to be better than before. And I hope that when we get out of this, that all of us are going to remember how much we love the theater and are going to come and support it and be it and create it and not just be in it, but make your own theater. You know what I mean? And appreciate being able to escape and appreciate the theater community and what the moments that we bring in our performance that you miss. Come and see it again and see how we changed through this experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that connection that you speak about and that acceptance and all of those things are going to be needed just as much on the other side of this as they were before. Totally.
And I would say this, if I was a young kid and I knew that my favorite Broadway actor was not like doing anything, I would reach out to them and pick their brains. We're here. We're here. We're available. You know what I mean? See what we're doing. Don't be afraid to, message whoever and just say hey, how get advice, get smart, get educated, get some anecdotes. That's what I'd be knocking on doors. Hey.
And thinking back along your journey and your education, I know we can't watch live theater right now, but are there any pieces of art that influenced you that maybe a young performer could watch as part of their arts education?
Wasn't Lincoln Center? Can't you watch a lot of plays online and a lot of things online? I just recently watched Legally Blonde on YouTube. But Playbill and Broadway.com are always putting out stuff, or casts are doing these reunions of musicals, and I advise you all to watch them and relive them and to analyze them and see how things work and move. I even watched some of the Mean Girls on Broadway performances. And there's so many things on GMA, or there's so many wonderful things that Disney puts out there. There's always a catalog and an outlet to get re-inspired by art, because people want to feel, and art provides that feeling of inclusion and escape, and music heals, and that's what we need.
Absolutely. I'm just checking here to see, we have another question here. Growing up in Detroit, the Motown scene was everywhere. My girlfriends and I would put on mock Supreme shows in their garage. Do you have any experience with the Motown sound or scene in Detroit?
Well, I've been to the Motown, the original. So does that count?
Yeah.
I've definitely been to Pittsville. But I will say, growing up, my mom used to had this Motown tape of like a Mr. Postman, the Temps, and she would play it every time she cleaned. And she would go in the house going, "Baby, baby, where did our love go?" And I used to be like, pretend I didn't. I was like, ooh, ooh, and like I loved it. So I grew up singing Motown music, and it's the foundation. You know, it's why we have music today is because the music of yesteryear, and that was the foundation of getting that body moving and expression, and it's wonderful, and I'm so fortunate to be in a show that brings that back, the foundation of music and rock and roll and soul and blues, and it's got such power behind it because of the times that it was recorded in, you know. So it's really, really, really cool to be able to bring the legacy back in 2020 with greater meaning, but also sort of similar meaning, because there's still injustices happening, and there's still validity to the songs and the passion and the pain of that music.
Awesome. Well, Jelani, the time has flown by.
Is it over?
It is.
Almost.
No.
But I know that you have something special that you want to share with our viewers.
All right.
Yeah.
So I've been working on this. And this is just a simple love letter to my best friend, as I said before, Broadway. The song has been in my heart, and I just thought I'd sing it for all of you. It's just a little bit, just to sign us off.
That would be awesome. We're going to give you the full screen. And
Center stage?
Take it away, center stage, and then we'll join you afterwards after you
Okay.
sing.
Yay.
So this is for you, Broadway. Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. Whisper of how I'm yearning to mingle with the old-time throng. Give my regards to old Broadway and say that I will be there ere long.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Jelani.
Of course. And we will be back. We will be stronger.
Absolutely.
And we will all get through this together.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time, your energy, your passion, your advice, your insights. And we just couldn't be more happy that you took your time to join us tonight. So thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Now, I wish you all stay safe, stay happy, and stay inspired.
Thank you so much, Jelani. I think that was beautiful. I put mascara on for you, and now it's all running down my face. So
you're beautiful.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. So much love to you from our viewers here in Fort Lauderdale. We appreciate your time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Fabulous Jelani. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was great.
Such a great way to end out that chat.
He sounded wonderful. So wonderful stuff. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight and asking your questions. We have a fun guest scheduled for next week. This is the fabulous Jeremy Woodard is going to be with us. He was in Rock of Ages, School of Rock. He's a rock star. So tune in next week at 7 p.m. on Wednesday and chat with Jeremy Woodard.
Yes, awesome. Same time, same place. We're very excited. Like Tammy said, thank you so much for tuning in, for your questions, for your love. And we also want to thank all the supporters of the Broward Center, our fans, and definitely Bank of America for their support of Broadway at the Broward Center all season long. We couldn't do it without any of you, and we really appreciate all of your support. So thank you again for another great Broadway chat, and we will see you again next week.
Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.